Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Mama Hafizi bin Hashim. I will be the first presenter in this FAR660 group project. This group consists 3 people. The first one is me. Second one is Mama RIDHUAN bin ABDULLAH. Lastly, we have Mama FARIS WAJDI bin Mama SHAHARUDDIN. I will start with business and economic literature view for 2 industry, then background of 2 company which is Edaran Berhad and IJM Corporation Berhad. Lastly, a few points for comparative analysis. For business and economic literature review, I will start with construction industry. As we know, construction is a high-risk industry that includes planning, designing, constructing, and altering, maintaining, and repairing, and eventually demolishing structure. Civil engineering work, mechanical and electrical engineering, and other comparable tasks. Construction industry most affected by pandemic COVID-19 because outdoor activity has been limited. For ICT industry, there was generally used to refer to a broader, more comprehensive list of all components connected to computer and digital technology than IT. ICT industry not been affected too much from this pandemic because there was high demand for electronic gadgets. Let's look up at the background of the company that I will be analyzing today. First, we have Edaran Berhad. Their main activity is they operate as an investment holding company. Their subsidiary engage in the provisioning, installing, commission, integration and maintenance of information technology product and related service. They have 8 people board of director in this company and there was top 10 principal shareholder. Then we go for IJM Corporation Berhad. Their main activity is in construction and investment holding activity. Their share registrar is Tricker Investor and Issuing House Service Sdn Berhad. Their auditor is PricewaterhouseCoopers PLT. They have 10 board of director and there was top 10 principal of shareholder. Then I will proceed to the comparative analysis. I will start with MFRS 9 financial instrument. The similarity that we can see in the note of the financial statement of the both company are they are using amortized cost for their recognition for financial liabilities. For the difference, Edaran Berhad not measured their financial asset by amortized cost or fair value through other comprehensive income. Meanwhile, for IJM Corporation, they measured financial asset by amortized cost. Next, for MFRS 132 financial instrument presentation, the similarity that we can see in the note of the financial statement of the both company are they have a contractual right to receive cash from the other entity. For the difference, Edaran Berhad has a contractual right which is slowly payment of principal and interest on the principal amount standing. Meanwhile, for IJM Corporation Berhad, they has a contractual right which is from the trade receivable and other receivable. The cash is received from them. Next, for MFRS 7 financial instrument disclosure, there was only one similarity between 2 companies, which is both of the company are using liquidity risk and credit risk to disclose their financial asset.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad RIDHUAN bin ABDULLAH. So today I will present about MFRS 2, MFRS 119, MFRS 50, MFRS 16. So I will tell the similarity and the difference between Edaran Berhad and the IJM Corporation Berhad. So for the first one is the MFRS 2 share-based payment. So for this MFRS, we have the difference between the 2 company. For Edaran Berhad does not implement the MFRS 2. For IJM Corporation Berhad, the entity receive service from the employee as consideration for equity instrument of the group. Next, we are going to discuss MFRS 119 employee benefit. There are 2 similarities and 1 difference. For the first similarities, we have Edaran Berhad and IJM Corporation Berhad as short-term employee benefit. For example, the wages and bonus given to the employee. Next similarity, we have both company has post-employment benefit, which is defined contribution plan. It is a NPF, which is required by the law. So for the different, IJM Corporation Berhad has another post-employment benefit, which is the defined benefit plan. It is a pension plan that the employee will receive on the retirement. So Edaran Berhad does not has this post-employment benefit, which make the difference between these 2 companies. Next is MFRS 50 revenue from contract with the customer. So for this MFRS, we have difference between the 2 companies. For edaran berhad as a construction contract. This contract is included with the contract venue, which is the MFRS 15 and the contract cost. For IJM Corporation Berhad, they does not apply this MFRS 15. Finally, we are going to the MFRS 16 leases. There are two similarity under this MFRS. For edaran berhad and IJM Corporation Berhad leases finance lease, group assume substantially all the risk and reward of ownership were classified as finance lease. For the net similarities for the leases operating lease, both companies significant portion of the risk and reward of ownership are retained by the lessor, are classified as the operating leases.
Voluntary disclosure. Okay, for this section, we will tell you several information about CSR, about environmental issue, about climate change, and about risk reporting. So, for CSR, for edaran, they provide a platform for a younger graduate. So, they make their program of CSR with that. And for IJM, they build houses at Klang Valley and also Negeri Sembilan because they saw some growth of population there. Okay, for the environmental issue, both of the company make some error due to the projection of their company. So, for edaran berhad, they make a slogan which is greener earth for the environmental issue for counter the problem. And for the IJM, they make all people responsible to make their environment clean. So next is climate change. The climate change in edaran berhad is they counter with use multiple step, which is they have from the economic, from the finance and so all. And for the IJM, they settle with their same way throughout the year, which is the same way they did the past year. Okay, for risk reporting, both of the company use RMC to settle their problem. So they ask for RMC help to make their progress going well. Thank you. Both of company had a contractual right to receive cash from the other entity, although these two companies come from different industry, which is MFRS 132 for edaran berhad. Not use, not measure the financial asset by amortized cost or fair value through other comprehensive income. Meanwhile, for IJM Corporation Berhad, measure the financial asset by amortized cost or fair value through other comprehensive income. The suggestion for the implication of mandatory and voluntary reporting by companies is good exposure for external user, which is investor, to make a decision, internal user especially an accountant or financial officer to make a preparation and audit during the corporate social started until finished for reporting purpose.